Hey, hope you guys are all having a great day. Today we're going to chat about 3 things that people don't know about loneliness. But first, I want to let you know that my book our book, the book collaboration, the paperback copy went live yesterday. And I woke up this morning to it holding 5 number 1 new release spots, which that was kind of cool, kind of fun, cool. So today we're talking, about 3 things that people don't know about loneliness. Now, the first thing is people often don't realize that everyone goes through loneliness. Every single person experiences loneliness in some way, whether it be a season in life. There might be a lonely season. And I think the reason why people don't know that everyone else experiences it is because it's handled differently. Some people tend to self-isolate when they're feeling lonely. They don't want to have conversations because conversations are hard. They don't want any of it. And other people who are very extroverted might still be out in the spotlight and be doing all these fun, cheery things, but they're not getting the kind of connections that they need, so they can still feel lonely. And I think this is a common thing, to feel lonely, even if you're in a room with people. Like, I've felt that way, and I'm sure other people have felt that way too. And also during lockdowns, right? Like, this is a kind of like a whole new way of people experiencing loneliness, experiencing not being able to connect in the way that you wanted to, or how you want to, or not even seeing people or being able to give them a hug and embrace them. It's a different kind of loneliness that most of us haven't experienced before. And then there's also like emotional loneliness, where like sometimes marriages can get hard, where you're living together but you're emotionally lonely. So there's lots of different ways to experience loneliness and lots of different causes of loneliness. So everyone has experienced loneliness in their life, or you will, like it's something that is common to the human experience. Sometimes it looks different how people react to that situation and how they walk through it, whether they choose to keep going or they choose to stay in that loneliness, which brings me to my next point. And number 2, loneliness is a progression. If you are feeling lonely and you're not making connections and you're like, well, I'm just going to stay here. I'm just going to stay in this lonely state for a while. You're not staying in one spot. Loneliness is a progression either way that you do it. If you decide to take steps and walk out of it, you're going to be walking through this loneliness season and then out the other side. But if you decide that this is too hard, I'm just going to sit here for a while, know that you're not sitting still. That loneliness, say it's here, okay? You can actually just keep going down the progression of loneliness into depression if you don't make a move or do something to move that process along so you can actually walk through it. So if you sit in it, you will just start sinking deeper. But you can take small actions, and they help. Even the little bit of intention and steps towards walking out of loneliness helps a lot. And the point of it is that it keeps you moving, which is important, because you don't want to get stagnant and sink, because then you're moving down. You just want to keep walking through it. It's a season, and it happens to everybody. And there are resources out there to help you walk through it faster. So the third thing that people don't know about loneliness is that changing your mindset can actually help you walk out of loneliness. So a common thing that I hear is, I am lonely and my friends don't call me. Have you ever felt that way? Like, my friends don't reach out, or I'm lonely and they don't care, kind of thing. Here's the thing. That's a victim mindset. It's in your head. I mean, the situation is the same. The friends aren't calling, right? But you change the way you think about it, okay? Because when you are waiting for everyone else to call you, everyone else to show up, everyone else to make plans, to go do something fun, you're waiting and you're taking your power and you're giving it to other people, right? So now the friend that you're waiting on that you want your friend to call you, you've taken your power from your situation and you've given it to your friend who doesn't even know, right? They don't know and they're busy. Everybody's busy, right? But you're waiting for your friend to call you when actually you hold your power. You hold the responsibility for your situation and for your actions. And so if you want to call a friend or have your friend call you, just call them and talk to them. If you're waiting for someone to create an event to go to, do it. Do it. Call up some people and go out to dinner. If you are wanting more interaction in your life and wishing there's more things for you to do, change your mindset and start going and looking for those activities to do, because there are options available, but we just need to change the way we think about loneliness and stop waiting for things to get better and instead starting to do the work to make things better. And if you're choosing and you're taking responsibility of the situation, you get to make it work how you want to, right? So if you love dancing and you're like, hey, I want to join this jazz dancing class, do it, right? So you have the power, so you get to mold it exactly how you want this process to go. Another thing for mindset is to stop focusing on yourself. I know this sounds kind of weird, but it's really powerful. Instead of getting into like a poor me kind of thing, like thinking about how like, oh, I don't want to be walking alone, or I don't want to show up at this place and have nobody with me. I don't want to walk into the situation completely alone. Like those are poor me kind of thoughts. Like I wish I had somebody else with me. I wish I had a friend. I wish all these are you're feeling bad about yourself. And it's okay to acknowledge those things, right? It's okay to acknowledge that you're wanting friendship or you're wanting somebody to be with you. That's fine. But don't stay there. Instead, flip your thoughts around and start focusing on other people and how to bring other people joy. And it will really help you to step out of loneliness focused on yourself. And then when you start creating joy for other people, it will help you to step out of that loneliness and actually oftentimes create friendships just by focusing on other people and seeing them and valuing them and seeing their needs and being a friend and offering a listening ear. It is what starts to create friendship in your life. So those are things that I cover in the book that just got released. So if you want to grab a copy of the book, feel free. It's at KeishaEllingson.com. You can find the book. And I think you'll really enjoy it. You will enjoy what I've shared about loneliness and the journey through that process, right? Because you don't need to stay there. And if you don't want to check it out, totally cool too. So I would like to leave you with one last words or a few last words of encouragement. Okay. You are not alone. If you're standing in loneliness, it may feel like you're alone, but you're not. It's common. People just don't talk about it. So that's why it feels like nobody else is going through it. But it's common. And know that your value doesn't depend on if you have friends or if you don't have friends. Like you have value no matter what. No matter what. So don't think that your value is lessened or is lower because you're not finding the friendships that you desire right now. And friends, you are loved. Right? So I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I'll talk